It's our first Auburn Spring Auction, and I'm very pleased with the results, and I hope our consigners and buyers are pleased as well. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to everybody to Mr. Bill Miller, Jr. from Carlisle Events. I'd like to thank you for joining us, and enjoy your weekend.
I'd like to introduce our panelists. Everybody knows Reggie Jackson from Baseball Hall of Famer, and a real car guy besides. Our next guest is Wayne Carini, host of Discovery's Chasing Classic Cars. Many of you have seen Joe's Bortz's car collection pop up just here, there, and everywhere. He's not only just a collector, but has some fantastic 1950s concept cars. Joe Bortz. Glenn Bator, who has just joined RM recently and is going to be the motorcycle specialist. As a longtime car collector and auction participant, please compare the retail method of selling versus the auction experience and why you choose to buy and sell at a car auction.
So in buying at an auction, it is important to have someone of significant knowledge, and it's worth paying, whether it's an hourly charge of $100 or $50, or whether it's a guy charging you $500 or $1,000 for the day. It is worth having someone that has extensive knowledge. I do think auctions are good places to buy cars, Bill, because there are some people that don't have the network to know where to go to sell their car. So whether it's the internet or whether it's an auction where people are gathered to come to look for cars, especially if the auction has a fine reputation, where they attract a quality buyer and attract a quality vehicle with quality people that are participating in bringing the cars there. Auctions are good places to go, but you must have knowledge, and if you don't, then get someone to assist you that does have the understanding. Bring your books, buy your books so that you can understand date codes and understand numbers and have an understanding of what you're looking at. And there's nothing wrong with asking questions.
Reggie, as both a classic car restorer and someone who buys and sells vintage and classic automobiles, could you comment on restored examples versus unrestored original cars?
I really enjoy original cars, probably more than anything. Preserved cars and cars that have been in families for years. You can't duplicate originality. We try to duplicate it by restoring cars, and when you restore them, you always try to find an original car to copy, so that you make sure that you've got the right hose clamps and the right bolts holding the car together, the right color, so on. So preservation class at automobile shows has really skyrocketed in the past 10 years, because people finally are getting it that these cars are only original once.
Joe Bortz, one of the featured highlights here this weekend is the GM Future Liner display. The unrestored example that will be offered during today's auction, as well as the faithfully restored example on display from the Madness collection. What is, in your opinion, has sparked incredible interest in the Future Liner in recent years? How many Future Liners were built, and how many are left?
You can reduce all collecting into 4 words, and that is, I have it, you don't. That's all of collecting. That's it, So these buses that are here, I think these are the jewels out of the tomb. I think any collection that has a bus will be notarized for that reason. Buses are really special. They were made by General Motors, by Harley Earl, to take the show to the small towns. There was 12 buses. They'd go to a town, they'd circle like a wagon train, and the sides would open up, and in each bus there'd be some story. The story of the jet engine, the story of the microwave, whatever it was. Future Liners fell into some pretty poor disrepair over the years, and we ended up with 5. There was 1 destroyed when GM had the Future Liners, so there was 11. There's probably 9 accounted for. Keep in mind that you, for the very first time, are seeing a restored and an unrestored bus together. That's never been done before. So,
Glenn, how about your comments on the state of the motorcycle hobby right now?
With regard to the value increase and what you can make off the bikes today, it's really climbing. And I've seen great bikes like Cyclones right now. That bike today is probably going to push around $1 million plus if you want to go find one and buy one. They're getting very rare, especially if you find an original paint. Same with the cars, it is only original one. British bikes, they've been a very great bike to collect through the years, and they're very rideable. Great bang for the buck. And you can enjoy that bike for years, and the values are not going down on the bike.
We certainly appreciate you all getting up early and taking part of things with us. And how about a great big round of applause for our celebrity guests.